Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shauna and today I'm going to be sharing our read aloud plan for the whole year. Now, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, this is a little ambitious. I'm looking at this stack and I'm feeling like it is a lot of books, and this isn't even including like all of the things that we're going to be reading, because as we go throughout our morning baskets, I love to do planned items. So like I love to do like little themes for like the seasons and things like that. So we're going to be doing a lot of books in that. But this is going to be like our planned read aloud list, my goal for getting through the year as far as reading. So jumping into it, you might have seen some of these in some of my previous videos. Some of these are brand new that I've never even mentioned. So the first series is The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls. Now, we have made our way through the first 3 books. I was hoping that we would have gotten through this over like the whole summer, like all 9 books, because there's 9 books in the series. But we only made it through the first 3, and the kids absolutely love those books, and so do I. They are filled with adventure and biblical teachings, and I love it. It's fun. So we are going to be making our way through books 4 through 9. The next set of books that I have, I am really excited about, and if you saw my homeschool convention book haul, I mentioned these books in there, so I won't like dive too deeply into them, but it is from the Lamplighter series. So we are going to be reading Joesph Shield, The Wanderer in Africa, and The Giant Killer. The next one is The Mouse and the Motorcycle. It says, Ralph the Mouse ventures out from behind the piney knothole in the wall of his hotel room home, scrambles up the telephone wire to the end table, and climbs aboard the toy motorcycle left there by a young guest. His thrill ride does not last long. The ringing telephone startles Ralph, and he and the motorcycle take a terrible fall right to the bottom of a metal wastebasket. Luckily, Keith, the owner of the motorcycle, returns to find his toy. Keith rescues Ralph and teaches him how to ride the bike. Thus begins a great friendship and many awesome adventures. Once a mouse can ride a motorcycle, almost anything can happen. So this sounds like a cute little fun adventure book that I'm sure my kids will love. Plus, it's like, you know, a fairly quick read aloud. Next, I did not realize that this one was as big as it is. I'm hoping that my kids, mainly my kindergartner, will sit through it, but it sounded so good. It is Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. It says, young Min Lee lives in the valley of Fruitless Mountain, where she and her parents spend their days working hard in the fields. At night, Min Lee listens to her father's tales about the old man of the moon, who knows the answers to everything. Min Lee sets out on a quest to find the old man of the moon. He will know how she can bring good fortune to her family. Along the way, she meets many magical friends, including a talking fish, a powerful king, and a dragon who can't fly. So it sounded really good. I thought that, you know, that would be a wonderful read aloud to add to our year. Next, I see this book so much in the homeschool community, so I'm really hoping that you guys are not letting me down by recommending this. So it is the book Pax, and it says, Pax and Peter have been inseparable ever since Peter rescued him as a kit. But one day, the unimaginable happens. Peter's dad enlists in the military and makes him return the fox to the wild. At his grandmother's house, 300 miles away from home, Peter knows he isn't where he should be with Pax. He strikes out on his own despite the encroaching war, spurred by love, loyalty, and grief, to be reunited with his fox. Meanwhile, Pax, steadfastly waiting for his boy, embarks on adventures and discoveries of his own. So that one sounds really, really good. It sounds heartwarming, to say the least. The next one is the Book Scavenger. Now, this is a series. I did get all 3, but I'm not even putting all 3 of those books on my radar just because there are so many, and I don't want to feel like I failed at the end of the year. So if we get to them, wonderful. If we don't, then, you know, I don't have like anything on my list that I'm like, oh man, that's just like one more book that we didn't get to. Now it says 12-year-old Emily is on the move again. Her family is relocating to San Francisco, home of her literary idol, Garrison Griswold, creator of the Book Scavenger, a game where books are hidden and clues to find them are revealed through puzzles. But Emily soon learns that Griswold has been attacked, derailing the launch of his epic new game. Then she and her friend James discover an odd clue, which eventually leads them to a valuable prize. But there are others on the hunt for this special prize, and Emily and James must race to solve the puzzles that Griswold left behind before his attackers came after them. It sounds suspenseful. Next, I'm really excited about this one. Again, I've seen it so much in the homeschool community. I had seen it at our homeschool convention, and it just sounds like such a great series. It is the Green Ember, and I believe that they have 9 books out. I only purchased the first book because, again, I have a problem with purchasing books, you guys. Like, it's like a sickness, but I'm not willing to be cured, okay? So it says, Heather and Pickett are extraordinary rabbits with ordinary lives until calamitous events overtake them, spilling them into a cauldron of misadventures. They discover that their own story is bound up in the threats to overwhelm the wider world. Kings fall and kingdoms totter, tyrants ascend and terrors threaten, betrayal beckons and loyalty is a broken road with peril around every bend. Where will Heather and Pickett land? How will they make their stand? So my kids, they love adventure, they love mystery, they love all of like the exciting things found in books, and I think that like the adventure and the suspenseful books will really just speak to their hearts. Next, I did share this, I believe, in my homeschool supplies video. I got all 4 books from Mr. Limoncello's library. If you guys have not seen it, there's a movie called Escape from Mr. Cello's Library on Netflix, and we watched it as like a family movie night. My kids loved it. So I thought that this would be such a fun book to add into our read alouds. And then, you know, we could play the game of was the book better or was the movie better, which it's always the book. Next is an oldie but a goodie. We are going to be reading Charlotte's Web, and I have every intention to try to work this into our Gather Round Creepy Crawlies unit study, but we have not started it yet. So we'll see if we get to the end of this, or if we get to start this before the end of that unit study, but I don't think that's going to happen because we're going to finish that unit study pretty soon if we haven't already by the time this video comes out. The next is a classic. It is The Secret Garden. It says, when Mary Lennox comes to live with her uncle and her sickly cousin in their big house on Yorkshire moors, she is lonely and ill-tempered until a robin shows her the key to a secret garden long forgotten. Now, with the help of some new friends, Mary transforms the secret garden into a place of peace and beauty, finding her own happiness and the love of her adopted family along the way. Now, I have never read this book, but I do remember seeing The Secret Garden as a movie when I was little, and I absolutely loved it. And so I thought that this would be a really fun one to read with the kids and then watch the movie and then again play that game. But I just thought that, you know, this would be a wonderful addition and, you know, working in some of the classics. Then last but not least is The Sword in the Tree. So it says, within the sturdy walls of the great fortress, Shan dreams of becoming a swordsman like his father, Lord Weldon. And then one fearsome night, an estranged uncle arrives wounded at the castle gate. Soon, all that once seemed sure is lost. This penniless man has set his sights on Weldon Castle and will stop at nothing to get his wish. When Shan's father disappears, Shan and his mother must flee in a desperate effort to save their lives, even if it may be too late to save the castle. Outside the castle gates, Shan vows to do whatever it takes to get back what is rightfully theirs. His quest takes him as far as Camelot and into the court of the great King Arthur. Will Shan ever return to the courtyard of the mighty tree to reclaim his father's sword and his rightful place as heir of Weldon Castle? So this one is also a very short chapter book. It sounds exciting. It sounds, you know, suspenseful like the others, and I think that my kids will really love it. So let me know down below, what are you reading this year? What is your read aloud plan? I would love to hear it. Like I said, I will link all of these down below in case you were interested in checking any of them out. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button, and I will see you again later. Bye.